Alright guys, welcome back to the proof room. Now that our still's all built and cleaned, we're going to be producing our very first wash. Alright guys, today we're going to be producing just a simple sugar wash. We're going to do this as a sacrificial run. We're going to make 30 gallons of sugar wash. We're going to use 2 pounds of sugar per 1 gallon of water. And let's get right into it here. Alright guys, the first step in this process is going to be to start heating up some water. I need some fairly hot water to dissolve the sugar. I did right close to 15 gallons. If you can see in there, the still is almost completely full. And I have it warming up to boiling right now, and I just have it cranked right out. Once that's done, or close to, we're going to put our sugar in our 55-gallon fermenter and pour the water on top of it and stir it until it completely dissolves. Now that we got our still heating up here, we got some water heating, I'm going to go ahead and put my sugar in this barrel and get it all ready and prepped for the water to pour on top of it. Alright guys, I got 55 pounds of sugar added to my fermenter here. I am gonna put in about 27.5 gallons of water, and I'm gonna measure that with just a 5-gallon bucket. I got about 15 gallons heated in the still right now. It's almost at boiling temp. I'm gonna shut it down and start adding it in. Guys, now that I got my sugar dissolved in the 15 gallons of water that I took out of my still, it's time to cool this down. Now the quickest way to do that is to add cold water. I want about 27.5 gallons altogether. I put in 15 gallons, so I got 12.5 more to go. Alright guys, now the quickest way for me to measure this is just with a 5-gallon bucket. It's 2.5 pails. now we got our cold water put in here. I'm going to give this a quick stir. I'm going to pull out some, and we're going to check our temperature and our starting gravity. Set this down. This is just a digital thermometer, guys. So we're right around 102 degrees. We're going to let this thing cool off for a little while before we pitch our yeast. I let this cool for a couple hours and it's down to about 70 degrees, 72 degrees. Our final gravity reading is 1.071. That should give us a fairly decent neutral spirit to, this basically for me is just a test run to see how the still's going to work, make sure it's clean, make sure everything's working properly, and I don't ruin the next run that I make. This is fairly cheap to make. The whole thing might have cost me $20. Alright guys, now it's time to pitch our yeast. Everything's cooled off. This is the yeast I got. It's just classic 8 turbo yeast. Now I know there's a lot of people that would advise against using turbo yeast. I'm going to use it. It's what I have. It's what I had in the fridge when I started this whole thing. So I'm going to use this yeast up. Now, I don't really care if it gives an off flavor. Like I said, this is an experimental run just to make sure that the still is running good. So I'm going to go ahead and dump this in, guys. And I'm just going to dump it right on top. And I'm going to go ahead and give this a stir. Alright. Now there is a ton of oxygen in this mash right now. It's time now just to put the lid on, fill the airlock, and let it do its thing. Tomorrow morning when I come out and check, it should be bubbling away. I'm going to set the temperature for around 80 degrees and we'll see how we do. Our final gravity is about 1.075, which will give us about 10% alcohol content when we're completely done, which is right around where I wanted to be. If you guys liked the video today, go ahead and hit the like button. Subscribe as always to the channel for more content. Hit the little bell icon. It'll notify you anytime I upload a video. Have an awesome week.